Insisting girls. All righty. Time now is 7 p.m. We will call the meeting to order. Let the record reflect we do have a quorum with all members present. If you would join me now in the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Cates.
Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we just come to you again tonight, asking your blessings on this meeting. Lord, I just pray that you will bless our town, our citizens. Father, I pray you just put a shield around Oakland. Keep all this crime away from our citizens, from our businesses. That it should still be a good, safe place to stay and live. Be with this board, Lord, as we move forward. Give us the knowledge and wisdom we need to make the right decision. Just bless us and forgive us for where we failed you. Pray and ask us in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first up will be approval of the agenda. Can you guys hear me okay out there? Okay. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I call a point of order. I would like to table ordinances 25-03 and 2504, and also table resolution 25-16.
25 what?
2516.
So under new business and consideration of resolutions on new business. Okay?
Now, I have a question on the motion.
Yes.
Now, she just wanted you to remove it from the agenda, right? Not table it so much, but to remove it from.
I don't know if she made a motion or if we're just, are you removing it or tabling it?
Need to table it.
Well, the only reason I want to point that out, Robert's Rules of Order, to table it means just to put it on the table and come back to it. The proper motion will be, I want to postpone it and then give time to the next meeting for more information. Table means you're just temporarily in it, so.
Well,
and then
it would take a motion to bring it off the table.
It's correct, so we need to.
I'm fine either way.
I recommend the motion be to postpone to.
She made the motion.
I know, but I'm speaking to the chairman, so the chairman can.
Duly noted.
Make a motion to postpone, table the ordinances, excuse me,
Okay,
25-03 and 2504,
and resolution 25,
and
And what-
resolution 2516.
and you're making a motion to table.
Yes.
No, to postpone.
Which word would you like to use? I thought this was gonna be an easy meeting.
Well, you gotta follow Robert's rules of order.
What do you-
We need to table them.
Okay.
That's an improper motion, and I challenge the motion.
I don't know why it's an improper motion.
Well, if you're gonna remove it from the agenda,
I think we should remove it from the agenda.
then it would be to postpone.
Okay,
Postpone. Motion to postpone.
okay. Do we have to? Yes.
I'd like to second the motion.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, motion passes. Okay, maybe it will be an easy meeting. Is there anything else about the agenda? I will take a motion when you're ready.
I make a motion to approve the agenda with the changes noted.
I have a motion to approve the agenda with the changes from Vice Mayor Cates. Is there a second? Second by Alderman Bailey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we have an agenda. Okay. All right, next, please review the minutes from April 17th regular board meeting. Take your time, and I will entertain a motion when you're ready.
I'm late.
Oh,
I make a motion to accept them if anybody don't have any changes.
I have a motion to accept the minutes from Vice Mayor Cates.
I'll second it.
Second it from Alderman Hummel. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All righty. Special item. Acknowledgement of Building Safety Month, and we have a proclamation. I assume it would be proper for me to read this into the record? It's rather lengthy. I may need a water break. All right. Building Safety Month, May 2025, a proclamation. Whereas the town of Oakland is committed to recognizing that our growth and strength depends on the safety and essential role our homes, buildings, and infrastructure play both in everyday life and when disasters strike. And whereas our confidence in the resilience of these buildings that make up our community is achieved through the devotion of vigilant guardians, building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, plumbers, and others in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safe construction of buildings. And whereas these guardians are dedicated members of the International Code Council, a nonprofit that brings together local, state, territorial, tribal, and federal officials who are experts in the built environment to create and implement the highest quality codes and standards to protect us in the buildings where we live, learn, work, and play. And whereas these modern building codes and standards include safeguards to protect the public from hazards such as hurricanes, snowstorms, tornadoes, wildfires, floods, and earthquakes. And whereas Building Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public about the critical role of our community's largely unknown protectors of public safety, our code officials who assure us of safe, sustainable, and affordable buildings that are essential to our prosperity. And whereas Game On, the theme for Building Safety Month 2025, encourages us all to get involved and raise awareness about building safety on a personal, local, and global scale. And whereas each year, in observance of Building Safety Month, people all over the world are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety, resilience, and economic investment at home and in the community, and to acknowledge the essential service provided to all of us by local, state, tribal, territorial, and federal building safety and fire prevention departments in protecting lives and property. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Adrian Wiggins of the town of Oakland, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2025 as Building Safety Month. Accordingly, I encourage our citizens to join us as we participate in Building Safety Month activities. So read. Next on the agenda, citizens' comments. This is open for any Oakland citizen to be heard on items and concerns. Citizens are to be recognized by the chair and come to the front of the room before speaking. Each speaker shall state their name and address for the record. The mayor and board of aldermen shall make no decision or consideration of action of citizen comments except to refer to the town manager for administrative consideration or to schedule the matter for mayor and board of aldermen consideration at a later date. Speakers shall limit their comments to 3 minutes unless allowed by the chair. Speakers shall limit their comments to one subject. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak tonight? Yes, ma'am. Come forward.
Here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, this is my, okay. This is my first time. Good evening, Mayor and Board of Aldermen. This is my first speaking in public, actually. So, all right, I'm representing the Activity Center here in Oakland. And last week, Carrie and Chase, they came and to inform us about the changes that they're planning on making with the Activity Center. And what they're going to do is what we were told is that right now we meet twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And there are about almost 50 people on each day of seniors that come to this. These seniors really, they need this. This is their life and a place for them to socialize and to get out of their home and be around people. And so where it's really needed badly. Right now, from what we were told, is that Carrie, or Chase and Carrie, that they were going to cut the activities to just once a week. Now, remember, this is about 50 people comes every time they meet. So that really is a lot of people that comes to these activities. These seniors, we support Oakland community, and I don't think that they need to take that away. I know that the youth activities also need one, and I'm for them as well, which we do need, but I think that they maybe need to hire another assistant for Chase and leave Carrie at the center to be our manager. They're running the center. And so there's really no place for these seniors to go on Thursday. And they need that. They truly need that. We provide our own food. We bring food every time we meet. And really not much money that, comes from the city. And except for soft drink, I think you guys provide. Well, anyway, with that in mind, like I said, please keep Carrie running the activity center, and Chase hire somebody for the youth activities. But also, it was mentioned that I don't have the time and I'm not watching, so let me know.
You just
Okay.
carry on.
So anyway, the activities that every city, you have, not Oakland, Lakeland and Arlington, they have senior centers. And they have many activities going on. And also, I know it's funded by the town and everything, and they really do put out a lot for the seniors. I think this is the only senior center that really are very limited. And I was told that the reason why that the center is not really being funded well is because we're not a senior center. We're called activity center. And if you guys can change something, we need that thing to be changed to senior center. That way, we can get fundings and Carrie can apply for grants. And because there really is. We support this town immensely. Everybody, we shop and we put lots of money into this town. So we really are the one that's really keeping this town, afloat in the community. So if I still have the time, I have another, let me see, activity center change. this center has been going on for 2 years, and it'd be really a drastic misjudgment to the seniors if this was taken out. And so I'm urging you all to please keep this center and please change it to senior center. And so that way we can get fundings, and where all the other towns are bringing in food, they bring in food for their seniors. We don't have any of those. We bring our own food. And so, and if we need to, Arlington charges $12 a year. And so if we have to, I think everybody's willing to pay 10 if it needs to, but right now, we really do not, I don't know. You guys figure that out. And, but I think we'll be happy to pay if need be. Food, to hire another manager. So really, that's it.
I understand.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate the comments. I do have a petition that was brought to me. It's almost 2 pages in length with many names on here to keep bingo on Thursday and yoga. So
And yoga.
I just wanted the board to
Yeah.
be aware.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Orfa, O-R-F-A, Deck, D-E-C-K. And my address is 400 Driftwood Loop, here in Oakland. Yeah. Okay, sorry for that.
That's okay.
Anyway,
Thank
anything
you.
else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else who wishes to speak tonight? Come on.
Yeah, Roy Newhouser, Countryside Drive, Oakland, Tennessee. I was here last night for the workshop. We talked about the water and the sewer rates and what they were going to be expending next year, et cetera, et cetera. They were good presentations. We're looking at a 40% approximately rate hike. And I realized that it was broken down. We talked about businesses, we talked about homeowners, we talked about those people on the system that aren't actually in Oakland, but are on the Oakland utility, paying a little extra. But what we failed to bring up, and was the big elephant in the room, and that's tap fees. Homeowners' prices are gonna go up, people on the thing, but not the people paying tap fees. Tap fees are generated only because we have spent the money, or actually in our case, we borrowed and spent the money to build this new sewer system, for example. Tap fees should be commensurate with the amount of money that we spent, not what some other town charges, what we spent, what the value is what we spent. I've used the example in the past, it's like renting a room in the Holiday Inn rather than the Oakland Inn. One of them costs a lot more, and one of them you pay a lot more. That money needs to go directly to paying down the loan that we have, because we're about to come up on the trigger date when that interest rate's gonna go through the roof. Now, I realize that most of the people on the board here weren't here when they borrowed the money, but we borrowed a variable rate loan, variable. Nobody seems to, they didn't bring that up yesterday, I'm bringing it up today. And I'm making a prediction, I'm breaking out my Ouija board and I'm making my prediction, and it is, the rate's gonna go up, and it'll go up a lot compared to what it is now. So we need to take those tap fees, we need to make the builders and those people responsible for paying the tap fees pay the fair share, honest to God, market value of that tap fee, and apply that money to this massive loan. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wishes to speak tonight? Going once, twice, all righty. Next on the agenda is comments from the mayor. I had one comment, but allow me to make two. When it comes to tap fees, let me just say, unless things have changed in the last 3 or 4 months, Ed, that I'm not aware of, within a 50-mile radius of Blue Oval City, Oakland has the highest tap fees of any municipality. We cannot assess a high enough tap fee to pay down a $29 or $25 million loan to repay this infrastructure. If we increase the tap fees at all, builders will go build somewhere else. That would leave the residents of Oakland to bear 100% of the cost of the infrastructure we're building. If we continue to grow the town, then Oakland residents, if we double the town, you only pay 50% of the people that's here. Growth is the way to pay down these projects. And Blake, when was the current plant that we're using built?
2007.
So anyone who moved here after 2007 did not pay for the wastewater treatment that they are currently using. Someone else paid for that so that you can use it. Now it's our turn to upgrade our facilities for the next people who come here. Growth in our town is good, and that's what's going to save us. So the other comment that I have is actually also related to wastewater. I just wanted to point out, I did organize a field trip of homeschoolers who wanted to learn about science and ecology and how we put clean water back in the rivers. So a pretty good size of homeschoolers and some of their parents met out. Blake Coker, our director out there, was very gracious and gave an excellent tour. After that, we went to the water treatment facility where Eric Armstrong, the director over there, was present and showed them how the water gets to us in the first place. I was in attendance for the duration, as well as town manager Harvey Ellis. And it was very good to see interest in people who wanted to come out, and they really enjoyed the hospitality of our town. So just wanted to make everybody aware of that. And that's all the comments I have. I will go to the Board of Aldermen. Vice Mayor Cates?
Nothing tonight.
Okay. Alderman Austin?
I would like to have the town of Oakland send their condolences to the family of Mark Kelly, who was a former alderman for the town. He recently passed away.
Who was that?
Mark Kelly.
Thank you. Alderman Bailey? Alderman Campbell? Alderman Homer?
Yes, I do, thank you. I also concur with your statements regarding the homeschooling project that happened on May 6th. Having taken my Girl Scout troop there and made them both honorary Girl Scouts for a year, and I also have taken the troop personally, and I was glad to see that from the homeschooling association doing that, learning about water. As I told my Girl Scouts, the most important person in the town is not your alderman, your mayor, it's the person who runs your water treatment plant, who makes it flush and take your showers. They're the most important people. And based on that, on the report that was given to me, I do want to acknowledge some of your employees, Mr. Cornelius Allen, who is the collection system supervisor, Mr. Randall Andrews, who's operator trainee, and also Clayton Perry, who is collection system technician, number 1. These individuals are working hard on their own time to get the extra certification so that we have every position covered if something should happen to one person. And that takes a lot of time, and as I understand, it's not easy work. This isn't just something you do in a Zoom meeting and file your nails at the same time, or it's a lot of work that goes on for this. And I think it reflects on the people that Oakland has hired to put in these positions and taking the extra steps, and I think they deserve that recognition. Thank you so much. And that's all.
Thank you. All right, next is consideration of department director reports. Is there any department director who wishes to address the board today? Yes, Chief.
I've got some. Okay, y'all familiar with this week is National Police Week? Today is National Police Day. And the memorial is in Washington, D.C., and it was established by President Kennedy in 1962. So we want to pay honor to officers that lost their lives. This year, thus far, 25. Last year, 165. Overall, 26,000 from the time they started I think maybe it's 1800s to now, 20, almost 27,000. So, I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that. Also, we had the pill take back, National Pill Take Back on April the 29th. You know, disposing of the expired medications, we collected 187 pounds. About 5 barrels load. And last thing is, you spoke about the drug task force. We already reached out to them, and we got that wheel in motion. So I'll let you know and keep you posted where we're at with it. But that's pretty much it, unless y'all have any questions.
I have something, Chief Earl.
Sure.
If you'll stay there just a moment.
All right.
Y'all have to excuse me as I read from my phone, but I have hand issues with my left hand. Over the recent several months since I've been on this board and as a resident of Oakland for over 30 years, I have been observing some of the things that have been going on with our departments. We have tried to get all the departments to move forward, and we need to see some policy and procedure changes. To date, not one effort's been made to publicly announce ways that the police department is addressing the rise in crime that has been going on during the last several years, or to address the random acts of violence or threats our schools face. I have been made aware by the sheriff that there appears to be a rift between our town police department and the sheriff department, of which I, for one, do not condone, appreciate, nor support. As a member of the public service, this creates an unnecessary strain among personnel, creates possible disloyalty to those in authoritative positions, and could lead to an environment resulting in unprofessional actions that tarnish the town. No matter the uniform you wear as an employee of this town, it is your duty, your responsibility to be respectful not only to all those you work with, but the citizens. Respond to scenes or assignments that require your presence, whether you are on duty or not. Report to work on time, protect every employee no matter where they work, which includes our own town employees, every business, the commuters through our thoroughfares in town, the children that attend our schools, and the citizens of this town. That does not apply to those of us who swore an oath. That does not only apply to those that swore an oath sitting at this table, but it is expected of everyone who represents this town as an employee. I've taken all the reports since November, and I have come to the conclusion that road safety is the main function of our police department, as over 2,300 tickets, citations, or warnings have been written during the last 180 days. In the monthly reports, it does not reflect any follow-up or any of the investigative crimes, nor provides any information related to these serious crimes that have occurred in our town, which are shootings, vehicle thefts, vehicle vandalism, attempted ATM robberies, successful ATM robberies, and responses to the school threats. The board needs to be responsible and address the policy regarding high-speed chases that have occurred on our roadways, and I have read them on Facebook. I have given this a lot of thought, and for the safety of all my neighbors, our employees, our children, the commuters who travel our roads, and as well as the members of this board, it is part of my obligation to provide each one of them a safe work environment, a safe living environment, a safe place to shop or eat, a safe road to travel, and safe places for our children to learn and play. Therefore, I have lost all confidence in your ability to continue leading this police department of the town of Oakland, and I hereby make a motion that your position as police chief for the town of Oakland be terminated immediately and effective tonight.
I don't even know how to address that because there's so many baseless accusations in there. I'm not sure where you're getting your information from.
Hey, Chief, hold on one second. I will give you a chance to speak. I do have a motion on the floor. Before we continue, is there a second?
I'll second it so we can convene about it, so we can discuss it.
Okay, continue, Chief.
Well, I mean, I don't even really know where to start because we'd have to go through each line that she said to address what she's saying. I'm not sure where she's getting her information from at all. We're transparent, we put stuff out on social media. As far as violent crimes go, we have ongoing investigations that we can't discuss. We've told you that before. We're not in the school system because the deputies, they're the ones that police the schools. We're not in the school system. I'd say as far as traffic violations, you know, we're the second or third usually safest city in the state of Tennessee. So I'm pretty sure that that's not the case if we're just writing tickets. But I could go on, I'd have to go to, you know, each accusation you made to address it.
Any questions or comments from the board?
I have a comment. First of all, I do not support this motion. I'm appalled by the motion to begin with. To me, a lot of these things, if an alderman has an issue with another department head, I think it should be brought to the attention of the town manager. That's part of his job or her job to look into. And then if further actions need to be taken, then it'll be taken. But to make this a public scene and try to discipline a valued employee of our department is absurd and it is out of line. And this motion should not be considered on. It should be handled in-house with our town manager, and then under his direction and a further investigation to these charges. Should they be supported, then action by the board can take. But no action should take place tonight. I'm totally against it and appalled.
Any other comments from the alderman? Chief, you got anything else?
No, that's all I got.
Someone brought up a point. You correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Minor, our charter says department directors work at the pleasure of the board. We may remove at will. Is that a correct statement?
Well, I'm not exactly prepared to address this.
I believe that's what.
But I was involved in the amending, of course, I bring the charter to every board meeting, so I have the charter. I was involved in the amending of our charter to allow department heads to be hired and fired by the board, yes. So that's what the charter says.
Okay.
I'm not prepared to go much further on it.
Okay. You have it. Can you read it?
So this is section 7 of the charter, page C10, paragraph 5. It says the board of mayor and aldermen by majority vote of the full board shall have the power and authority to appoint and remove all directors and or department heads, including the town recorder. The department head and the town recorder serve at the pleasure of the board and may be removed at any time. That's,
Okay. So that is a proper motion. According to the charter.
I've not done any research on this, but if you take the charter at its word, I would assume so. But I'm not done any research on it.
All right. If there's no further comment, I'll do a vote, but it's going to be a roll call vote. Okay? Alderman Campbell? If you,
And what is your reason for abstaining? Only when you abstain, you get a
You
reason.
you don't have to.
Yes, you do too.
I don't mind giving a reason. Right now, I agree with some of the stuff Alderman has said, and I agree with some of the stuff here. I think that some changes need to be made, and I think, sitting down with the mayor and Alderman Lowe and Mr. Harvey, before a motion is made, one way or the other.
So you're not voting?
No.
Ms. Austin?
Yes.
Ms. Hummel?
No, and I understood that another statement on
We're just voting, we're not discussing now.
I could see a
Ms.
reason
Hummel, we're
that
just
the
voting.
undercard, because this mayor came to this alderman.
Ms. Hummel,
when he
you're out of
started
order.
And asked him, was he waiting to second this motion? I didn't know what motion he was talking about, but now I know. No.
That's an incorrect statement, and you're out of order.
It is what it is.
Alderman Bailey? Alderman Cates?
I'm gonna abstain, because I still think this is Harvey's job to do this, it's not mine.
No, that's not what the charter says. All right, so we have 2 abstentions, a no vote, and 2 yes votes. The motion fails. Okay. Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
I would like to ask Harvey to look into some of this allocation, because you've been talked to before about some of it, I know. Is it? Please?
Yes, gotcha.
Yes. Any other department directors who would like to come forward? Any alderman who would like a department director to come forward?
I would, sir, I would like the Parks and Rec director to come forward to help us address the issues that, came forth during the public comments. I can understand the sentiments from, Mrs. Deck, who she made her statements. I've received on my government phone more than 20 phone calls, and I used to think my phone was broken, because no one ever called me. Well, they have shown that it's not broken, and the citizens have contacted me regarding the issue. And after the first phone call, I did call and check with Carrie to see what the issue was about it, that what happened to chair yoga and whatever, and she said she wouldn't discuss it. So I said, okay, I'll call Harvey. So I called Mr. Ellis and told him what I'd been hearing on phones, and he said that yes, that we probably need some diversification for our seniors to do some things, which is good, because I see what Arlington does all the time. And they shared part of their grant activities 2 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
With our department, on some of the things they've gotten a grant, and shared it with us and all. So, I heard tonight that chair yoga has come back for 2 days a week.
Yeah, so we're not getting rid of, sorry.
Chair yoga.
We're only getting rid of bingo on Thursdays. So chair yoga is taken, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, a lot of the people that also called me, most of the comments was about chair yoga. That's what, they needed the 2 days a week to
Yes, ma'am.
exercise. And then I get a lot that was from bingo as well. And I don't know, perhaps it could be, if we could see, which I haven't seen yet, I haven't seen anything, some other activities to diversify. But until we can come up with something, is there any way we can at least temporarily put the bingo back until you can come forth and perhaps tell the town manager, we've got some more stuff going on, because right now I don't see it. And I don't want to penalize the people just an empty day. So, I think we need to at least temporarily put back the bingo until you can come up with a plan of action for some more activities. Right now, it's just a blank day.
Yes, ma'am. We'll discuss that next week, so.
Okay, very good.
Any other alderman? Chase? Something I'd like to ask you, because it came up last night.
Yes, sir.
We have community activities there. We don't charge money for them, correct?
What's that?
We don't charge them, we don't charge the musicians who come in and play.
No, sir.
They just come in and play, because
Yes,
it's a
sir.
community event and anyone can participate.
Yes, sir.
We do that for the yoga.
We
We
so
do-
we
we
don't
do
charge,
it-
we do not charge our citizens for yoga.
What about for the lion dancing?
So we did, sorry again, we did get rid of line dancing because the participation that we were getting compared to what we were, like the output, what we were paying, it was
Understand.
not matching up. So
But
we
there
were-
wasn't a charge to do that,
No, sir.
okay?
No, sir.
I'm only asking.
Okay.
There's another group. It's a community quilting group. Anyone can come in. They were paying customers till we raised the rate.
Yep.
Why is that considered different than the others?
Well, because that group, they weren't really open to the public. That was a closed group. Now, could you pay to join the group? Yes, you could, but it wasn't like our seniors walk in and join the group. So that group, you basically charge, or they charge to be in that group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm only asking because they showed up last night and they said, no, anybody can come join our group.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just asking.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank
Do,
you.
do the, do the youth get to use that any during the week if they need to, or has it been a reason for them, like birthdays or something, since school's out?
So I've received some calls from some groups. I did talk to somebody over the elementary school. They want to start using that for like a youth night, maybe once or twice a month. So that's what I really want to open it up for, to get more youth stuff in there.
So they're not saying anything during the day? I know they normally don't do birthday parties during the week while school is going on.
Oh, yes, sir.
But I was
Yes, sir.
wondering, when school is out, what is the,
So I am gonna have some camps in there over the summer. I do have an arts and crafts camp right now lined up that's gonna come in over the summer, probably do 2 of those. So we're basically trying to diversify, and right now I got a maintenance guy out, so part of it, I need Carrie's help. So that one day a week, I need a bunch of her help. Just help me program a bunch of stuff. We got 4th of July coming up. We got fishing derby. We got a bunch of stuff coming up over the summer that I need her help. And on those Tuesdays and Thursdays, it does take up a bunch of her time. Me and
And again, that is a 3-person department, and he does have a gentleman out with an injury, so we don't know how long he'll be out. So, as he stated, he does need Carrie to do other things for a temporary basis.
well, this was actually started as a recreation for everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
I don't know how, no disrespect to nobody, but I
Oh,
don't
yes,
know
sir.
how you could change the name of it if it is for all of Oakland
Yeah.
stuff. If you couldn't just change it, do you have to have another place for them to go?
Yeah.
And we can't afford that, so I just don't see how you can change the name of it when it's for all of
Yes, sir.
Oakland citizens, youth, seniors, and everybody. I
Yes,
just don't
sir.
see how you could do that.
Yeah.
Just no disrespect to nobody, it's just that.
How many, youth groups have petitioned to you or come to you and asked about using the rec center? Just the one you spoke with?
Right now, just the one I've spoke with. Yes, sir.
You're not picking up a night or a day?
Well, right now, that group is not gonna be during the day. So
That's
that
what I'm
group,
saying,
yeah.
they're not picking up a day. The seniors really need their, sometimes this is the only activity that they have.
Yes, sir.
Trust me, I know because I am a senior.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
And I think they need to have their 2 days personally, because sometimes this is all they get for recreation.
Oh, yes, sir.
So guys, just for transparency, this was my decision, okay? Chase and I discussed this, so I've heard what you said, and we'll address it, so.
Yes, sir.
I don't want Chase to be
No, it's all
be
good.
the spotlight
It's all
on
right.
this, in the spotlight on this.
Yes, sir.
Anything else for Chase?
Thank you, Chase.
Yes, sir.
Any other department director that we need to ask questions of? Okay. Town managers report.
2 quick things, board. First, the church, I'll give you a quick update. Not much to update. I'm waiting the final report on the asbestos and mold and lead paint. I got an email late yesterday that said it would either be end of this week or first of next week. As soon as I get that, I'll get it out to you guys, and then we can discuss a little bit further. But you know everything I know at this point. Secondly, I want to announce I think it's the 3rd time our water department has won best tasting water for Region 11 in West Tennessee. Several counties are in that region. What that means is within a month or 2, I believe they meet in Gatlinburg to compete on the state level. So the winner in Gatlinburg out of all the regions wins the state of Tennessee, and that winner goes to Washington, D.C. to represent the state of Tennessee. So congratulations to them, and that's
You
all.
add sugar to it, don't you?
Yes.
You took out the fluoride and you added sugar. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I wanted to just provide a little bit more information and elaboration on the church building, only because I'm going to be out the first week of June so, again, you got an absolute right to change your mind and back out of this deal up until the 13th, but after that, the contract, as they say in the industry, goes hard. And your next board meeting is on the 19th, which will be after your extended due diligence deadline comes and goes. So it will require some, and I know that you gotta have some special call meetings on the budget, but again, I will be out the first week of June, and this is an issue that, you know, you don't always need me, but on this one, you're gonna need my assistance.
Yes.
Thank you, Tom.
All right. You
That's all-
good?
That's all I have, yes, sir.
All right. Next is ordinances on the second and final reading. Do I do a public hearing, or do we do a? Okay. This is on ordinance 2502, the internet cybersecurity and sensitive information. As a section, to add section 15 to the personnel policy. At this time, I will declare a public hearing open. Is there anyone who wishes to speak on this issue? Anyone? Seeing no one coming forward, I will declare the public hearing closed, and I will entertain a motion from the alderman to hear ordinance 2502.
Make a motion to hear it.
Motion to hear from Vice Mayor Cates. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Austin. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Mr. Ellis.
Yes, just a second reading again on the update to personnel policy, and actually put this ordinance in record that goes along with our cybersecurity plan that we have in place, and it's just something that's needed and required. It's something we haven't had in the past.
Is there anything specific in here that you can?
Not really anything that I want to point out. It's pretty standard stuff. It goes in line with what we've been doing with VC3. We have Blake's helped a lot on that to get this cybersecurity, and we actually now have PEP coverage for cybersecurity that we haven't had in the past before. And because of the work they've done and the staff's done with training, we started doing monthly training on phishing and looking for suspicious emails. Everyone's participated, and we do that quarterly now. It's just part of building up a better cybersecurity training plan that we have. Again, having the insurance now is a big asset that we never had before.
Okay. Any discussion from the board? Any questions? Take a motion when you're ready.
Make a motion to accept it if it's okay with Mr. Ellis, his recommendation.
Motion to accept from Vice Mayor Cates. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Austin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion passes. No new business. Next will be consideration of resolutions on new business. Resolution 2515, abatement of 215 Mallory Drive. Do I have a motion to hear? Motion to hear from, Alderman Bailey. All right. Mr. Ellis.
Yes, Board, this resolution has to do with a slum property, an area that's been determined slum by our code enforcement, and this is the first step in the process. I would like to ask Attorney Minor to look at the resolution under Section 2, and I believe there may be a typo. It's written in accordance with Town Ordinance 13-303. I believe that should be Municipal Code 13-303. We don't have an ordinance. 13-303, so note that typographical change, please. This is the first step, and I'll defer to Attorney Minor. As I understand it, it's actually the second step. The family was notified through certified mail. They were given so many days. Someone accepted that letter, and now we're bringing the resolution to you to move forward in this process of condemning and clearing that property.
Where's this property?
It's on Mallory Drive. When you're going out of town, west is Watson Drive, and another left is Mallory.
So, blighted condition. There is a determination that's been made by Mr. McDonald as the town's building inspector that the structure is unable to be repaired for less than half of the current fair market value of the property, and that's the definition under the statute that allows the town to condemn it. This is a blighted situation, and so now, if the board chooses to pass this resolution, there will be an abatement or condemnation complaint that will be filed within the town. It's not a lawsuit filed in the court system. By law, it can be filed within the town's system, and a hearing will be set. Now, somewhat unusual with this case is that we are unable to locate the property owner and actually serve him or her, and so by statute, we will then serve by publication. So this is a resolution that will then result in a complaint that will be published in the newspaper, giving the property owner notice, and if there's no response to it as a result of the publication, then the town can move forward in having a short hearing, and then move then from there to having the structure removed. Do I need to get into the removal process?
It's completely up to the board, because I would say yes, because
Yeah,
we haven't done that. We don't
Well,
do this very often.
Can I ask a question before you, who does the public hearing? The judge?
No, the city judge does not do it. The city, it's up to me. I can appoint you, Mr. Mayor, as the judge, or I can appoint the town manager. Typically, it's the town manager. Unfortunately, Somerville is an older town. It has blight problems, and this is a process that they go through a lot more frequently than they would care to. And their city manager serves as the hearing officer. The town building inspector is the charging party, basically the prosecution, and so that's how it's handled,
Okay.
which is allowed by statute. Everything is done in accordance with statute.
This is an abandoned home. We don't know where the owner is.
Correct.
It's a safety hazard, and it's actually falling in. Is that?
Correct.
I thought you did know the owner, but they're the ones that requested it,
No, I believe some family members did.
the family members.
The certified letter was made out to two names. One person in care of another person, and a third party signed the ticket, and we don't know who those people are. I know that the last resident that lived there passed away several years ago.
And so, I'll get as far into the weeds of it as you would like me to, but we had to, of course, pull a title abstract on it to determine who exactly was the owner, and that's how we determined that the people that were complaining were not the actual owners. After the hearing, if no one comes forward and a order of abatement or condemnation is signed by Mr. Ellis, that then gives the town the right to raise the building. We've gotten, there's no requirement that the town get quotes. You can if you want, but I can tell you there is a gentleman that handles the removal of blighted areas in Somerville that is incredibly fair, and his prices are lower than anyone else. He does a very good job. His name is Chester Pulliam. And so I can answer any other questions, but that's kind of how the process will go.
How long does the paper have to run?
I believe it runs for 3 weeks. I think it's 3 publications. It could be 2, it may be 3.
Two.
Okay, it's 2. Okay, I have,
Now, there's 2 weeks in the paper,
okay. Because there are a lot of statutes that require 3.
or just 2.
Okay.
So the town paid to do this?
Yes,
The town, it's just a budgeted issue for blight control. And so the way that it works is that, let's just say that it's gonna cost $9,000 or thereabouts to tear the building down. That $9,000 then will be added to the city tax bill for this parcel of property as a special assessment. And if the property owner does not pay this special assessment when they pay their property tax over the course of 3 years,
So is that how we get our money back out of it through the tax?
That's how you hope you get your money back. Now, in Somerville, there's a lot of properties that don't have, those vacant lots don't have the value of the cost to tear the building down, and it ends up going back to the county. Okay? So, the town doesn't bid it, the public doesn't bid it, and it actually goes back to the county. In fact, I think that happened here with that common open space, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
don't know what happened to it.
Yes.
Maybe,
Yeah, the county, it went back to the county, it's on there.
looks to me like it'd be cheaper just let the fire department go down there and practice putting out a fire.
Mr. Ellis?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, when I spoke with you about this the other day, going over it, you were gonna check with, Mr. McDonald, make certain that we posted a sign required by ordinance that this building is unfit and.
I believe that's to be done, after this resolution
And
passes.
also, I think I mentioned it for cost of the demolition, that you mentioned this gentleman that you know that can do it. Do we know if there's anything, to sell any of the materials of the structure that can be credited against the cost of the demolition? Like, is there anything like some windows or things like that?
I can tell
or
you.
is it all trash?
I can speak to that. Mr. McDonald and myself have walked the property. The house is completely falling in, so there's nothing of value there. So the price for Mr. Pulliam is total $9,250.
How much?
$9,250.
And that's because this is property that, even though it's in the city limits, has got a well and septic, and those well and septics have to be filled in by law.
Gotcha.
And there's an extra
We're
cost
not
to
allowed to
that.
burn.
I don't think so. He's gonna haul the material off.
Yeah, let's tear it down and haul it off and leave it.
If it was legal to burn it, looks like they could practice down there. They do practice house fires. It'd be a good place to do it.
But if we burned it down, the next thing, it might have lead paint and asbestos and all in it, and we're putting that in the thing. I'm not gonna be responsible for that. Any other discussion? Take a motion when you're ready. Any,
I'll go ahead and make a motion, since somebody else up here seems to want to. I agree, I make the motion that we accept this, ordinance too.
motion to accept resolution 2515, is there a second? Second from Alderman Bailey. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes.
I want to see that. Thank you.
All right, other items of business, consideration of lease agreement, temporary office space for building codes and planning departments. Mr. Ellis.
As you know, our current building and code department resides in a leased area. We'll phrase it like that. That lease runs out May 31st. And I've reached out to the landlord, and I just received the lease late yesterday, as a matter of fact, or first thing this morning, emailed it to Attorney Minor for review, so that's the reason you don't have it in your packet. But it is, they're proposing another one-year term. We can get out of that lease if we supposedly, have another place to move those people. So we'll know that within the next few weeks. That will require I'm looking for the notice. I believe it's a 45-day notice to get out of the lease, but I'm asking the board to go ahead and authorize a one-year lease to renew that property. The rent's going to remain the same, $1,800 a month. If we get the church property, we can get out of this lease, but that's a big if.
So month to month,
Month to month.
$1,800 a month.
It's a 12-month. I asked for a month to month, and I received this 12 months. But again, you can get out. We can get out with, let me find it so I'll tell you exactly what it is. Yes. 1,800.
1,800.
45 to 60-day notice. They will release the tenant from the remainder of the lease.
Is this something we need to take action on tonight, or is this for information purposes?
The current lease expires at the end of the month.
So you need a motion to enter into the new lease.
Yes, sir. again, I've been asking for this for quite a while and I just received it, so.
I appreciate it. I'd like to have a piece of paper, but that's okay. Is there a motion to accept the new lease?
Pending legal approval.
Pending
Legal
legal approval.
Make a motion to accept.
Motion to accept from Vice Mayor Cates. A second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Austin. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Having no further business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. By anyone? Motion to adjourn from Alderman Bailey. We are adjourned.
Nope, not the last one, come back. That's a weird number, isn't it?
Nobody knows but me. Hey, girl. Doing pretty good. How you been doing? I'm too old.
Anyway, good to see you, Eric. We're going to be at,
We found a problem over here. We got a board. My granddaughter fell asleep in the kitchen dog bed today. And it was so funny. She got real quiet.
That's up to you. You have to make that call.
I didn't bother her. She was asleep when Chris got home. Then she woke up. She didn't know he was home, and all of a sudden she woke up. She said, "Where